I had no idea that things were getting so bad. Earlier today, my wife spoke to a local grocery manager because she wanted to place a larger order for some canned goods. What was said surprised and certainly surprised me. The director of this local market told him that there are many famines across the country that are currently underway, and there are many products that he currently cannot get. When my wife told me that, she was telling me, I decided I had to look at this because I had not heard that canned goods were poorly supplied. Well, it turns out that the manager talking to my wife is on the right target, and this should deeply alarm all of us. One thing that was specifically said to my spouse was that there was a shortage of aluminum cans throughout the country, which had a huge impact on the soda industry. In fact, things got so bad that Coca-Cola was forced to address the situation publicly. Coke Life, Mellow Yellow, Sprite Zero, Fresca, and more. These are among some of the products you may have had trouble locating on store shelves in recent weeks. And you're not alone. When asked about the situation, Coca-Cola told one Twitter follower, "We are seeing greater demand for products consumed at home and taking measures to adapt, working to mitigate the challenge during this unprecedented time. We appreciate your loyalty to our beverages. Please know that we're working hard to keep the products you love on the shelves. It seems that the biggest reason for the presence of a nuisance is that people consume much more drinks than usual at home, which has created a huge demand for canned drinks. Currently, Coca-Cola and Pepsi focus on using a limited number of sources of aluminum cans to produce their essential products, making it much harder to find less popular flavors. It's not just Coke that is impacted. Other beverage makers, including Pepsi, have allegedly been forced to focus on their most popular flavors to keep shelves stocked with product. Companies say there is an aluminum can shortage and that can makers are doing everything they can to increase production to keep up with the demand. In February, CNN reported there was also a shortage on artificial sweeteners, which is why many diet drinks were the first to be impacted. KFMB in San Diego reported Monday that small companies, including breweries, have been impacted too. As more people drink at home, they are stocking up on cans in grocery stores and tasting rooms instead of going out to bars. This has reportedly resulted in some stores being unable to get certain brands of soda in stock. Both Coca-Cola and Pepsi have reportedly been forced to focus on their most popular flavors in order to keep them in stock, making the less popular flavors harder to find for the time being. Unfortunately, we are not just facing aluminum box shortages. According to the Wall Street Journal, some of the biggest food producers in America admit that there is a shortage of flour, canned soup, pasta, and rice across the country. Grocers are having trouble staying stocked with goods from flour to soups as climbing coronavirus case numbers and continued lockdowns pressure production and bolster customer demand. Manufacturers including General Mills, Campbell's Soup, and Conagra brands say they are pumping out food as fast as they can, but can't replenish inventories. Popular items such as flour, canned soup, pasta, and rice remain in short supply. As of July the 5th, 10% of packaged foods, beverages, and household goods were out of stock, up from 5% to 7% before the pandemic, according to market research firm IRI. Of course, there are some of the key elements that tenders tend to stock up on. I think millions of Americans can perceive what's coming and collect material as they still can. Meanwhile, the nationwide coin shortage continues to worsen. This week, I was surprised to learn that Kroger announced that it would no longer return coins to customers. If you pay with cash at one of Kroger's cashier checkouts, you won't be getting coin change for a while. And it's indirectly due to the coronavirus. Kroger's spokesperson Erin Ruffles confirmed Friday the grocer will no longer return coin change to customers. Instead, the remainders from cash transactions will be applied to customers' loyalty cards and automatically used on their next purchase. This is serious. This coin shortage is caused by the COVID-19 outbreak and is likely to continue as long as this outbreak continues. If we have come to the point where the federal government cannot produce enough money for all of our jobs, how long will it take before we start witnessing the dollar bill shortage? At this point, even Walmart acknowledges the stress given to the operations of the coin shortage across the country. Walmart has also been impacted by the shortage. In a statement to WMAZ, Walmart spokesperson Ivana Dubia, like most retailers, we are experiencing the effects of the nationwide coin shortage. We are asking customers to pay with their card or use correct change when possible if they need to pay with cash. The COVID-19 outbreak also deeply affected the meat processing industry. Numerous meat processing plants across the country have been closed in recent weeks, which has increased limited supply and prices. In fact, we saw some dramatic price increases throughout June. Once again, meat prices went up. Overall, beef and veal prices rose 4.8%. Pork prices grew 3.3%, and bacon got 8.1% more expensive. Hot dog prices grew 4.9%. Americans also paid more for sweets. Cakes, cupcakes, and cookies got 1.8% pricier. For fresh cakes and cupcakes, prices went up 3.5%. Fresh donut prices rose 1.8%. Flour costs went up 2.1%. Snacks got 2.1% more expensive, and carbonated drink prices grew 2.2%. Coffee also got more expensive with a 1.8% price increase. Breakfast cereal prices grew 1.1%, and fresh vegetables cost 1.3% more. I have repeatedly warned my listeners that meat prices will rise significantly, and I hope many of you were stocked there before price increases. What we witnessed in the first half of 2020 should be a big wake-up call for all of us, because it turned out that our system was far more vulnerable to shocks than most people could imagine. If COVID-19 can cause so much chaos, what happens when a much more severe crisis occurs? Although I consistently recorded about these things, I was surprised when my wife told me we could not get the canned goods we wanted because there was a nationwide problem. It has been very difficult to keep up with how fast things are changing, and I expect things to get faster when we move towards the end of 2020 and beyond. If you still need to stock up for all the incoming chaos, I will do it quickly because the consumables will get worse. Dear Daily News Report viewers, you can find other videos by clicking on the top right button. We recommend watching, subscribing, and sharing. Thanks in advance. Most of the idea, comment, information, and criticism containing in these videos have been created by Daily News Report. Before making any important investment decision, use the information contained in these videos as a starting point for conducting your own research. If you make any investment or legal decision, it is advised to consult an expert before making this decision.